Hello, it's Alpha here and we are back on the Pioneer server. So today I've got a quick video where I want to show an interesting PvP team that I came up with using some of the upcoming heroes. So you will see two of the new heroes in action, but do keep in mind that this is on the Pioneer server, so technically some things could change between now and when the patch actually goes live on the global servers. So the cool thing about this team is that it uses 0 Celestial Hypogean heroes and it features two of the new heroes, Ravion and Perseus. And this team was able to win against some teams that were using even 5 Celestial and Hypogean heroes. So this is the team and one example placement of the team. So we have Ravion, Perseus, Sandrock, Lily May, Damien, and the idea of the team is pretty simple. We just stack multiple buff effects on Lily May and Perseus right when the battle starts, and then we rush the enemy team before they have really time to ramp up or react to what is happening. Let's check out some of these replays and then afterwards I will break down the team a bit more in detail.
Fall in!
Latest invention.
Fall in!
Check out my latest invention. I'll be praying.
Fall in!
Check out my latest invention.
Point spear! Strike true! Fall in!
Yeah, so that was the team and it seems to be working pretty well. I would say that the cool things about this team is also that it's not very ultimate reliant, so you can use it even against like Dunninger teams. And another good thing is that I think this could also work as a defense team, because you can just basically kind of run the same team as a defense team. And I think it should work well there as well. Yeah, the easiest hero probably to replace in this team would be Damien. You can probably find a better solution for him, but he seems to be doing pretty well in this one. I did do some tests with Aliceth. I don't know how you pronounce her name, but anyway, the new Celestial Hypogean hero, and she was doing really well as well. So the placement would look something like this. So you are using Aliceth to buff Lily May as well.
Fall in!
One potential kind of counter to this team could be Kulu, because she will block the path from your melee heroes, so your Xandrock and Perseus might have a bit harder time getting into the fight. But we did see some replays where we were able to win against even teams with Kulu, because we do have some range damage in like Ravion and Lily May, for example. So we still have some range damage, and maybe after a while you are able to break through the Kulu wall with the help of Xandrock and Perseus. So yeah, that is one thing that maybe is good against this team. I'm not going to do like a full explanation of the kits of the new heroes. I'll probably make a separate video going through them and then giving some other team ideas for those heroes. But like I said earlier, the main idea of this team is just to buff the Perseus and Lily May as much as possible at the start of the fight, because both of those heroes have in their kit some abilities that will gain extra benefits when they gain temporal stat buffs from allied heroes. So we have Xandrock in this team. He can give life drain and haste to all allied heroes, and then he of course does some damage on his own, and also gives movement speed to your Perseus, so that your Perseus is able to get faster into the fight. Then we have Ravion, who gives buff to 2 backmost heroes, so in this case that is gonna be the Lily May and Perseus. Ravion will buff them with attack damage buff and crowd control immunity for 5 seconds at the start of the fight, and then also later on he can buff them further if they are able to do enough damage, and with this team you have like a lot of burst damage, so that should happen at some point in the fight. Then Perseus himself can give attack buff to nearby allies, so that benefits Lily May. And then Damien, that we are using in this team, also does some healing and gives haste buff to nearby allies, but Damien is a bit slow, so that's why you could probably find some other buffer hero, or it's potential that you don't even need another buff, because these heroes do already do quite a lot of damage, so you could maybe add some like more defensive capabilities for your team, or you could use someone else like Aliceth to do even more damage and also buff your damage of your Lily May. And then you can also use Enlightening spell, because it counts as a temporal buff for your Lily May, and it will give some attack speed for your Lily May and then extra attack damage from her ability. And by the way, Aliceth has some nice synergy with Lily May, because she can buff the attack range of the allied hero, and Lily May by default has quite short attack range, so then she doesn't really have to move from the position that she is in if she gets the attack range buff from Aliceth. But yeah, that was it. This team is quite interesting and it definitely has potential. Now, of course, it needs more testing whether it's actually good, but I would say that it seems quite promising. Let me know what you think about the team, or if you have some other ideas that I could test, and I'll see you next time. Bye!